Now this is a good look. I'm sticking with this. Just kidding. My hair's so dirty, man. Dirty manny, dirty manny, dirty manny, dirty man. This shirt was worn while wearing this mask. Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about, you guessed it, Dirty. Dirty is an album that was brought out in 2012 and it has 10 songs for you to enjoy. This is the front. It is signed, as you can see, because I won this CD by winning a contest. But this is the front, and this is the inside, and the back. Like all the album discussions, I'm going to go through every song one by one and give my facts about the song that I know and also what I think about what the song means. Plumes of Death is the first song of Dirty, and Plumes of Death I have already discussed in my Monster album discussion, but I want to talk to you about what the differences are between the Dirty version and the Monster version. The Dirty version to me seems a lot fuller. It is more angry, more dark, and it seems to go a bit faster. There's a beautiful, beautiful opera voice in it that is provided by Crystal Dean, if I remember correctly, which is beautiful. So the Dirty version to me is better than the Monster version. Dirty Man is a song that is dedicated to Southern men that play guitar. She moved to Austin to form One Idol and have a career in music, and she heard these Southern men play guitar and she thought it was the greatest thing ever because the way they play the blues really speaks to her. The song is also how these men would play guitar. It's very dark and bluesy, like the entire album is basically, but especially this song. It has also tempo changes from really almost agonizingly slow to really quick and upbeat, and I really like that difference. The first two verses complement this idea of serenading these guys, but I also want to point out the third verse that is about not wanting to give her heart to these men, but just the music is awesome. That doesn't mean she likes the guys in like a love way per se. She just likes the music they create and the passion they have for that music. So this is also a statement that music is to her more of value than any love relation would be. Envy is one of the first riffs that Kimberly ever wrote, and also probably the simplest song to play on acoustic guitar because it only has two chords. Envy is about a girl that Kimberly lived close to, and she was like really pretty and had these brown, beautiful eyes, and she could sing and play the guitar. So sometimes Kimberly would go to her house and ask her to play for her, and so one day they decided to play together, and somebody commented on that they would make a great team if that girl was the face of the band, so to speak, and Kimberly was the one that wrote the songs, and that really rained down on her parade, obviously, and she felt just so less than that girl, and she felt like she didn't belong in the spotlight like that girl did, and that's why she sat down and wrote this song. And while she was writing it, she was just crying her eyes out and bawling like there's no tomorrow. And that's how this song came to be. You can go either way with Envy. You can let it drag you down to a really dark and destroying place, or you can take it with you and go to a positive way to make it your light and strive to be like that person. And that is what Kimberly did. She took the positive route, and the song started her off on that journey. Fool Me Once is by far my favorite song of Dirty because it could literally be my anthem. Fool Me Once is either about a love relationship or a friendship, but it is about, let's go on the love route here. It's about having had a boyfriend or girlfriend and that you shared all your secrets with, you killed the monsters, which could either be like, if it is about friendship, a literal meaning that you had a sleepover and you were scared of the monsters under your bed and you talked to each other to make sure that there are no monsters. That would be a literal meaning, but it could also be like a love relationship meaning that you killed each other's monsters that are in your head. but it is about someone that you shared your secrets with, someone that you shared your life with, and then that person betrays you and you cut them off. But what happens after that is that the person regrets treating you bad and tries to come back into your life. And this song is about showing them that they are not allowed to do that. This song is about empowering yourself and knowing that you are enough without them, and you don't need to lower yourself to the level of bringing that person back who was bad to you in the first place. Whether it's about a love relationship or a friendship, it doesn't really matter, because the what the song is trying to convey is that you deserve better. You deserve better than any of the mistreating that you have gone through. Weed is one of the songs that, I hate to admit it, I usually skip. The songs of One Idol that I skip, I can count on one hand, but Weed is one of them. Dirty was recorded in California in a city that is called Weed. And that is what the song is based on, is that city. And they recorded Dirty in a church that was, according to Kimberly, kind of haunted. It looked like it was haunted. And that created such a cool vibe, and Dirty came out of this vibe. So this song was literally just them being in a church and feeling this atmosphere that was like really magical. And this song came to be because of that atmosphere, and the song describes that atmosphere. Menstrual Case goes out to all you dudes out there. Not really though. Menstrual Case quite accurately describes what it feels like to be menstrual, because there are these hormonal changes that mess up with your head, and you interpret things differently because of it, because you get told that you're beautiful, but you also get told that you're ugly, and when you get told that you're beautiful, you think it's a lie, and when you're told that you're ugly, then you believe it, and it is an honest thing. It also talks about Midol, which is a med that you can take to lessen menstrual pain. The la la la's that form the chorus is kind of like this delusional feeling that you get when you're menstrual, like everything is passing you by, and it's kind of like you're high, but in a bad way because it hurts. Yeah, enough said about that. Are you still watching, guys? Liar is a song that was released independently as a teaser for Dirty before Dirty was brought out. I feel like Liar is what happens before Fool Me Once happens. Because Liar is what happens when you discover that your loved one is mistreating you, betraying you, and that's why you cut off this person from your life. He apologizes for it, obviously, but you're not believing that. You are standing up for yourself and making an end to this. Roses is another song that also appears on Monster. There are some differences between the Dirty version and the Monster version, although these differences aren't as great as the Plumes of Death differences. The Dirty version of Roses sounds like what the Monster version should have been, like an upgraded version. The differences are that at the very beginning in the monster version, you hear like zombie voices, and then a face shattering and a giggle. What you hear in the dirty version is the sirens, and then you hear Kimberly shouting, "You're in real big trouble," and then the music starts. So that's the difference. There are some parts that the dirty version made a bit quicker than the monster version, but overall it sounds pretty much the same. I think Dirty does a better job of, like, there are some notes that are meant to be dragged out, and I think the dirty version does a better job at that than the monster version does. So like I said, the dirty version is kind of like an upgrade from the monster version. Lonely is a song that only features Kimberly's voice, so it is kind of reminiscent to like songs like New Orleans and stuff, although this is even more slow. There is a song called Man Eater by Kimberly, which is a rare song, so I won't go into it that much, but it has like the same theme as Lonely has. Lonely is about all these guys that she has had a relationship with, but they want more of her, and she doesn't want that to happen. She just wants company, and that's all, but these guys want more, and that's why she eventually has to break the hearts of these men. Fight is the last song of Dirty and is also on Monster. So once again, I will be talking about the differences between these two versions. For both versions, there is something to say because the Monster version is a good song, but gets phenomenal like 4 minutes in because then Kimberly starts screaming at the top of her lungs and the music gets faster and the chorus that you have heard over these 4 minutes in the last few minutes get quicker and like more needy, and it is like kind of a build up to that moment, which is great. The Dirty version has this quick upbeat chorus already built in at the beginning at all the choruses because you hear the chorus one time slow and then one time quick. So the song overall is better, but I kind of like the build up of having slow choruses all the time and then suddenly the music going faster. Also, that scream that signals that that fast thing is going to happen, that scream is not in the Dirty version, and that is. I really, really miss that. That is why I think maybe the Monster version is better than the Dirty version, just because of that scream. That scream was so good, and I really miss that when I hear the Dirty version. But the faster parts of the Dirty version of Fight are faster than the fast parts of the Monster version. And that is a good thing. So the Dirty version is better in that regard because the fast part comes along more often and is quicker and does better. So it is kind of like a taste kind of thing. I am not really sure which one I like more. I think I will go with the Monster version. And so we have come to the end of Dirty. Dirty is a really good mix of new One Idol songs, namely Dirty Man, Fool Me Once, and Weed. But also old One Idol songs like Plumes of Death, Roses, and Fight. And also old Kimberly Freeman songs, which are supposed to be acoustic, like Envy, Menstrual Case, and Lonely. So that is a great combination of things. And there's one that I haven't said. I don't know. Dirty, track 3. I have noticed on Facebook that a lot of dollheads like my album discussions, and so I will continue making them. I hope you have liked this one and the previous one, and the next two will be released in August. So August or September, I think it was September. So look out for those. And with that, I will take my leave here. Bye bye.